Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Monday, December 8th, 2025 by Gaia Blooming. I am Mimi and our energy mantra for today is the love of the universe compels my infinite expansion. All right, so we've got a little bit of an interesting week ahead. I feel like I say that every week, but I feel like the Astro, the last couple years, is just minimally all the time, just kind of cranking the heat up. What do we have this week? We are finishing up Grand Trine land. We have Mercury moving forward slowly, creeping forward slowly, but preparing to move back into Sagittarius on Thursday this week. We also have Neptune going direct, and this is finishing up a huge cycle that began in 2012-ish area, and this is preparing that grand finale, which will be happening in January, that we have Neptune permanently leaving Pisces for our lifetime. It will not be back within our lifetime. So we have that huge shift this week. We also have Mars finishing up in Sagittarius this week. So between Mercury finishing up in Scorpio and Mars finishing up in Sagittarius and just some of these other energies, the watery energies, I do think we have to be on alert for reactive energies. Reaction usually doesn't come from logic, not praising logic, but it doesn't usually come from that, or thoughtfulness or grounded, centered places. Reactions is probably a little bit more crazy, like emotions can be. And just to add into the Mercury energy, Lilith is hanging out with Mercury. So over the next few days, we just have these final degrees of Scorpio activated. And Scorpio in particular is a reactive sign at times. And so be aware of that, because Mars in an impulsive fire sign, all fire signs are impulsive. Even thoughtful ones like Sagittarius can be impulsive. Mars is ready to jump on the bandwagon and react alongside of everything and just be like, whoof, let's light it on fire. So watch for that. These times, these energies are also very karmic. And I think sometimes that's our response to karmic stuff. I've been dealing with this for so long, so much, burn it up. Let's not do that. Let us work the Phoenix process. That's part of the Scorpio, where we really identify within what is the shadow in me that's feeding into this energy. And when you shift there is major power in this. You also have to be aware and ready to see the lesson. And that's part of what Sagittarius can do. Sagittarius energy can be like, whoa, I see this from another perspective. Okay, I need to do a little shift work. Now, that being said, we have an interesting connection today. We have Mars square Saturn. So we have Mars in Sagittarius, feeling impulsive but ready to face the lessons and do the work. And then we have Saturn in Pisces. And Saturn in Pisces, we are all feeling a little tired of Saturn in Pisces. It's been a long haul. It'll be right about 3 years when this lets up. So we're almost at 3 years. It's 3 years of deep karmic lessons. And if you throw in Neptune's voyage through Pisces, add 10 to that. So add 10 plus to that. 10 about that. So math is not my strong suit. Astro is my strong suit, not the math. So we've been in this energy, and I see a lot of people, year of the snake, 9 energy, really wanting to burn it up. And I'm not saying that that's wrong, because we do have the letting go energy. However, there is a level of the self that needs to be looked at. And this is advanced technology, astrologically speaking, as that's where Saturn's going, into Aries. That's where Neptune's going, into Aries. That's where Chiron, the wounded healer, is. That's like, hey, take a look at yourself, because that out there is not the key. None of that outside of yourself is the key. The key is in here. And so if you're busy blaming, burning bridges outside yourself, again, I'm not saying that that's not what you should do, but if you aren't looking at yourself alongside of it, then you're missing the lesson. And so be aware of that as we have this Mars-Saturn energy. Like I said, Mars in Sagittarius is ready to show up and do the work and be in the lessons. But you know, it's not always easy. It's not always easy to face our shadows. It's not always easy to face our conditioning. It's not always easy to just even see where we are engaging in these energies. It's very karmic, though. This square is very karmic. The universe is going to let you know. My teacher, Khufu, I love. And Khufu used to say when we would have those moments, because let me be fair and say that I was in my early 20s when I started working with Khufu. Early, late 20s, somewhere in my 20s. And didn't know a lot, and ego was definitely very, 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 very present. And we would be like, no, and reject Khufu's wisdom. And Khufu was like, God will show you. And I see that in this square, that if we can't face the thing, the universe is going to bring it forward even stronger. Like, this is the time for that. So God will show you. That's a good reason to be present and pay attention and really be ready for what your lesson is in this. I also feel like there's a lot of old deep wounding, and this might be some deep yin wounding that we need to look at with Lilith conjunct Mercury, and that might be the aha. How are you engaging with your inner yin energy, your inner feminine? How do you treat the feminine in the world? I think some of us think that we treat the feminine well, but a lot of things that we don't necessarily love or desire so much, like feeling the feels all the way through, for instance, and being present with that energy, that is part of the yin. So be aware of that in this. Oof. Lots of really deep karmic things are coming up. But the universe is like, don't worry, you're ready. And if you're not, we'll just throw some fruit at your head. The universe is silly in my head today. We also have the moon in Leo. The moon in Leo is hopefully helping keep things merry and bright, staying connected to joy, staying connected to heart, staying connected to inner child. This energy can, however, shift and also spike ego. I don't know why my light likes to turn off. Speaking of ego, it just turned off and left a green light shining on me. So here I am in my alien green. The moon in Leo will be connecting to Venus. Venus in Sagittarius. This is a lovely light connection. Oh, this energy feels so strongly of love yourself through this. Love yourself, warts and all of the layers in and through these energies. This isn't about shaming yourself when you do point the finger back at yourself. It's acceptance, and it's knowing where you need to aim the work at in yourself for this energy. I do have to say there's some building, more fire energy coming in tomorrow. So again, be aware of the fire. The fire is meant to inspire and create, but it can be impatient and it can get aggro pretty fast out of nowhere. And again, paired with the Grand Trine water energy, it can be steamy and fun, or it can be not so fun. So just be aware of that. What are we working with? We are working with, besides the letting go, feeling our feels all the way through, clinging to the past. This is old stuff. This is old stuff from yourself coming up. This is a blessing that we're getting to process this and move through it. Remember that, even though, again, this doesn't necessarily feel so fun. There is old conditioning, and I'm really feeling this is beyond this lifetime. So just know, like, in this heaviness that we're waiting, we are doing so much good work. We're also being reminded, the existence card, we are always manifesting. So process and then keep realigning with the goal. Keep realigning with where you want to go. Besides this, you can book a reading, you can book a clearing, you can get your gift certificates as holiday gifts, and 2026 readings are live. Check below this recording to see the details. You can always email me if you have any questions. And the better it gets, the better it gets. There's more than enough love in the world for you. You have the power, and may your guiding light be green and strong. And know that you can trust the process. Namaste.